Hello, I am Davina, and hello to all of you, very bold, beautiful, brilliant, and evolving souls. And I would like to thank all of the newest subscribers. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel. And thank you to all my regular viewers who show their support and encouragement. I can't tell you how much that really, really means to me. Um, Today's video is going to be on why you may feel like you're not making progress in your healing. I'm in a shame flashback right now, so there might be a lot of ums. I'm going to try not to, but anyway, that's a side note. So it can be very frustrating when you're healing and feeling as if you're not making progress, as if it's just like, am I getting anywhere? And it just can be extremely, extremely discouraging and frustrating. So I wanted to give you 5 reasons why this is so, and hopefully give you a little bit of peace of mind. So the number one thing, and you've probably, if you've been on this journey for a while, already know this. Number one is healing is slow, extremely slow. Maddeningly slow sometimes. And there, excuse me, there is no magic bullet. I think a lot of, I know in the beginning of my journey, I was trying a lot of different things. Like I thought, okay, I'm just going to heal overnight, right? It's good. It's not going to take very long. And I just, because of all the denial and everything else, that I couldn't really fully accept all like what had actually happened to me. And so in the beginning, the denial of it can make it feel like, I should be able to heal quickly, or there should be some fast remedy to all this. And unfortunately, there is not, as I have found in my experience. Now, there are lots of tools, of course, that you can use. I wrote some down, like there's EMDR and neurofeedback and CBT, and some people are doing psychedelics. And I believe these are all tools that could, aid in your healing, but there's not one thing that's going to like be this like magic thing that, okay, I'm all good now, all those many years of abuse has just like gone out the window. I don't believe it happens like that. And I don't believe true healing and awakening generally happens in a quick way. I mean, I do hear people that awaken spontaneously or something, but then maybe I don't know. I don't know how healing works in conjunction with the awakening, but I feel like um anyway, it is a slow process, and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of endurance. And if you can just endure and keep getting up the next day and just keep going. Um Number 2 is shame. Shame is a huge one in the healing process because we can feel ashamed of the emotions we're feeling. Often we feel like an emotional kind of wreck, and so we can feel ashamed of that, and it can just feel um, as if we're not getting anywhere, and we probably tend to not see our victories and accomplishments because of shame. We're not, if we don't have shame, then we'd feel pride. You feel natural sense of pride when you accomplish something or you notice a change or progress. But when you just have that shame that's just almost always there, it's difficult to see those wins that are happening. And we've been conditioned also as children of narcissists who just constantly were moving the goalposts that you never get there and you never feel like you're enough. And so I noticed this when I set boundaries. Like I set a boundary and I'm like, yeah, I feel okay for like 5 minutes. And then it's like, but you haven't done this yet. And you haven't done that yet. And you still have this boundary and this problem or whatever. So shame is a huge one in sort of dampening the sense of I am getting better. It is getting better. Number 4 is healing is not linear. Healing is sort of like a very organic, like circular process. It's not um, like sometimes it's like, oh, I shouldn't be in this situation again, or I shouldn't be getting this trigger again. I thought I already healed this. It can be extremely, extremely frustrating. It's as if we think that it's going to be step one and then step two, and these are going to be like logical, sequenced kind of events, and then, and then we're healed. But it just doesn't really work like that. It's very like you think you've done some healing in that, like for example, people pleasing, but then you'll come around to that again, and it'll be like deeper and like possibly a lot more painful actually um because that those feelings want to come up, the shame wants to come up, the terror wants to release, and actually that kind of leads me into the next thing. But yeah, so healing is not linear. It's it's messy, really, it's messy. Um, I think I said number four, but I don't know if I did a number three there. Anyway, flashbacks. Flashbacks can become more intense as you get more healed. And this can seem very strange. A lot of people think, you hear that phrase, it gets worse before it gets better, and it kind of does. I think like as we grow that capacity to feel more emotional pain, and as we do become stronger, then the flashbacks can also become more intense because we start to experience the more intense pain of our childhood. And so it can feel like I'm not getting better. The flashbacks are getting worse. What's happening? But I believe that, if you're releasing the pain, this is a good thing. It really is. It feels horrible, obviously, in the moment of it. Um, but keep in mind that you are releasing, if you release shame or you release hopelessness, then there's going to be more room for that hope, right? Or there's more room for that pride and confidence. So, what's underneath all the hopelessness is hope, right? And what's underneath all the fear is, the trust and the love. So, it does sometimes get worse before it gets better. Um, but just have faith in the journey, trust the journey. And I think I'm beginning to do that sometimes, but it's really hard. It's really hard to just really trust in this process. Number five is healing is subtle. And you've probably noticed this as a highly sensitive person, that you can go throughout your day and you can notice something, and something just shifts in a small way, and you're noticing, oh, I'm not thinking like that, or I'm not thinking like I used to about that thing, or wow, I'm not being as triggered as I used to be, or my boundaries are a little bit stronger. And it can seem, if we don't make note of these kind of simple, not simple, because they're definitely not simple, but these small daily kind of shifts that are happening, we can forget that, after a week or a month, it makes, nothing much has changed. I'm still in these flashbacks, and I don't really feel that much better. But if you really think about like, where were you like 6 months ago? Where were you a year ago? Where were you 5 years ago? And think of how much progress you've made. And think of, all those little subtle things that you're doing every single day add up over time. So it's more obvious when you look over a long span of time to see how much progress that you've actually made. One thing I'm definitely noticing is the boundaries. I spoke up a boundary like in the moment at work, and it was like, whoa, yeah, it felt amazing, like these things. So if you can, like, try maybe, a little pride thing at the end of the day, and just, or even in the moment, just make a note in your phone, like, oh, I noticed this little shift, because it can really build your kind of confidence that you are healing and you can do this. So I'm trying to make videos shorter, but yeah, this is just me. So anyway, I hope that gives you yeah, some peace of mind, some encouragement, some hope that yes, you are doing it, and you're not doing anything wrong. And yeah, there's no magic bullet to this. Healing requires deep, deep work. Healing is feeling your pain. It's bringing up the repressed pain, repressed feelings, and feeling that. It's rewiring your whole brain from what your parents programmed into your subconscious. This is a huge thing, healing and awakening. It's no small task, and you are very brave to be doing this. Very strong, incredibly not unbelievably, but incredibly, incredibly strong. So anyway, I'm sending you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I'm Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thank you for always being here.